Hello everyone, Cool Imp, Justin, blah blah blah. Okay, not doing the full opening anymore. What is this video about? This video is about San Antonio After Dark. It's the new game I'm planning on running, starting on, hopefully, fingers crossed, because the game kind of came about really quickly, starting on this Friday. I know, short notice. And so I wanted to go over it a little bit. I'm going to be emailing this out to my players as well, up my views, but, more importantly, that way there's a complete understanding. So, San Antonio, which is where it's going to be taking place, the city of the Alamo, in 1997, with the combined efforts of the Camarilla and the Anarchs, they pushed the Sabbat out and destroyed all known properties of the Sabbat. To foster the relationship between the Camarilla and the Anarchs, both sides agreed to the Convention of the Alamo. Lines would be drawn down the city and given to each side. For those who are not familiar with San Antonio, there's kind of this rough line with Highway 281 and San Pedro. And once you get past downtown, it switches over into Flores and Pleasant Trent. But there's still a really nice divide down the city, so one half, without it being like, I have 2/3, but we're calling it half. Those who are new to the city, sorry, got a little ahead. Once a year, the prince throws a big party and invites all kindred in the city. And this is to celebrate the convention of the Alamo. Those who are new to the city are actually given a choice when they first show up. You can either choose to affiliate with the Camarilla and be bound by all their laws, or the Anarchs and be bound by their laws, which essentially boils down to don't break the masquerade and don't be a douche nozzle. And yes, I'm over paraphrasing. I'm oversimplifying here. While they're in the other's respective territory, so if an Anarch goes into the Camarilla territory, they will follow their rules while they're in that territory. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, we'll respect your laws if we're on the east side of town. If not, you might just get your ass jumped if you come over to the west side. And of course, that is the way that the Convention of the Alamo is done, is that way there is this level of respect between the two. The setting is actually going to be really interesting, and I like the idea. I've already got some of my players set up, and we're getting ready for the game. I just have to get a couple more people with their character sheets and make sure we're all good for Friday. So, in San Antonio, this line, this divider, is pretty solid. Now, when the Anarchs and the Camarilla chased out the Sabbat and burned down all their locations, they do not take kindly to Sabbat being in the city. And there are actually known, and I say known, Sabbat in the city. There are few, but they are not exactly going around making shovel heads, because that shit gets squashed. And for those who are going, well, there's a splat book about San Antonio, about Texas. Don't care. Saying it right off the bat. Don't care. I like my own characters. I like my own princes, my own archons, and things like that. I use very little of established characters. I might use Mithras. I might use Vikos. Vikos is probably the only one who would actually have the intestinal fortitude to walk through San Antonio. But nonetheless, that's where we're beginning. Now, when the game starts, I know a couple of the players are going to be coming from Louisiana, and they are emissaries, ambassadors from Louisiana into San Antonio, kind of a cultural exchange to see how this Anarch Camarilla thing is working out. Because if it can work in one city, it might be able to work in others. That way you don't have open warfare in the middle of the city, because we don't want your Camarilla rule. We want to do it ourselves. So that's the the basis of the game. Now, without getting into too much plot, whenever I establish a new game, I always have a little silly mission. And I call it a silly mission, but it's really just something for them to do so you can understand the player's problem solving skills. And that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. Any other character creation, I was hoping throughout the week to get 0 sessions done, preludes and things like that. That would have helped me, but I don't think anyone was available this week. And I know this week is something pretty heavy for my family because we do this thing called Gingerfest, which is gingerbread parties, a gingerbread party at my in-laws' house, and we've done it for like, I want to say 15 years as kind of a big thing. But me and my wife I've never missed a Gingerfest. So my cousin Jason, who I refer to as Jane, yeah, I just named him, whatever. He's going to be in the game. He's going to be there as well, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do the game on Friday. I hope so. If not, it will be next Friday for sure. If not, I will completely reconsider the game. I really want it to work out. I'd love to have a good game going. With that said, I want to just do a real quick video. I want to call it an update video, but it's not really an update video. It's kind of a settings video, because I even actually pulled up my little setting notes that I have available for my players out. That way we can, anyone who begins watching the series for San Antonio After Dark has a foreknowledge of what's going on in the city. We were talking character creation, and I'm not in direct contact with one of the players, but it's like he wants to play a sneaky La Sombra. I'm like, that's a bad idea, because he will probably be killed. Oh, I use Shadowplay to kind of mess with their heads. You're Sabbat, we're going to kill you. But I'm an anti-tribute. No, you're Sabbat, we're going to kill you. we're talking blanket prejudice. None of this half-hearted stuff. They will flat out kill you if you start whipping out Obtenebration around the game. So it's the beginning of a game. I hope it works out. I really, really enjoy Vampire the Masquerade, and I hope everything works out. I'd really like to be able to start on Friday. That would be awesome. I know it's a couple days away, and if the game continues, I'm going to be uploading them all to YouTube either way. But this will be the first video in the series for the game, is the this video here, which is basically setting in expectations. If you have any questions, leave likes, comments, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You know that routine. But leave a question. If you have, if you're interested in why they are so bad about the Sabbat, question me. I'll be glad to answer your questions in the comments. Other than that, I hope you all have a good day. My next actual video, I'll probably end up recording tomorrow, actually, from the date that this is done, because this is the 6th of December. And I'm probably going to do a video tomorrow as well about player storyteller expectations. And this is going to be like with my video about my 5 rules about expectations when you sit down at a table with a game. I've watched a few games, and it gets really, really interesting. Like I said, I visit forums, but expectations is something that comes up a lot in those questions, and I thought it might be interesting to have a video of my own about it. But I'm going to sign off here, and y'all have a great night.